So yeah, sorry about that. Internet dropped off. But it doesn't really matter anyway, because I'm about to get off.
Yeah, because it is kind of late. Like, I'm just delegated to reading Surrey.
Well,
Just like,
I guess you guys are kind of... It's too bad I couldn't find much stuff that's interesting.
Yeah.
On the internet.
Yeah, the only thing really going on in Pokemon right now is Ultra Sun and Moon coming out. And most of that's kind of already self-explanatory, you know, how the whole Dusk Lycanroc thing, the whole... It seeming kind of rushed, but everyone still, for some reason, is like lambashing you in the comments of any YouTube video. If you say, oh, it looks kind of rushed, I don't know if I'll get it, and they'll be like, what the frick is wrong with you? Or how about you go kill yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that... I don't really care about the new Pokemon games. Just... No. I mean, I saw the frickin'... What's that game on? It's like... Pokemon Duel or something? It's like you actually control the Pokemon instead of like...
Oh, Pokemon Tekken or Pokken.
You said Tekken. So it's, yeah, like, the gameplay is different, right?
Yeah, it looks a lot of fun.
I heard like the beta, it was doing okay, and when they came out with the actual game, it was like the apparently there's like. It was so different that, like, the controls, it was just, like, terrible. Like,
I wonder if they patched it by now. I've heard people say good things about it.
Huh.
And like, something fresh and original for Pokemon. To finally have a fighting game took them long enough, holy crap.
Well, I thought, like, the only game when you control Pokemon that actually has good controls is like Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, Smash Bros was pretty much it when it came to like people wanting to play as Pokemon in games.
Yeah, but I hate turn-based so much because like kids, they want to be like...
Yeah, it's slow, it's limiting, and it's like... It's not like, you know, when people, you know, when you're a freaking stupid child and you're watching the TV and you see like the Pokemon, you see like Ash go, Pikachu dodge the attack, and then Pikachu dodges the attack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Or like, you see like characters like do multiple moves to have a different effect.
Yep.
Like, that's cool as frick. Like, I want to be able to like tell my ice Pokemon to shoot a rock on a cliff. And then, like, when the thing melts or whatever, it hits the Pokemon, the opponent Pokemon on the head.
Yep.
Like, that's cool. That's really cool. But you don't get to do that in the games, because it's all turn-based.
And anime doesn't have any concept of turn-based.
Yeah, the anime is, like, just Pokemon. Like, it actually is Pokemon battles, not Pokemon... You first. Okay, I'm finished. How about you? You wanna do a turn?
Yep. You wanna kill my Pokemon? Oh yeah, Okay, I'll let you do that.
Like, it literally is just, like, I just imagine it being, like, you're not allowed to attack. It's like the strict society where you're not allowed to attack on the same person's turn.
Yep.
Okay, Rattata use quick attack, and then the other person's like, no, stop. I'm not finished choosing my attack yet. That's basically what it is. It's just, they should make, like, they should make a Pokemon game that's more...
Like that.
They should make a Pokemon game where it's similar to, like, Smash Bros. Or Pokken or whatever, where when you play the game, you can, like, actually kind of control your Pokemon rather than just telling them to do a thing.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is I mean, but I don't. I think they should make a, you know, not like Super Smash Bros. I mean, like, because like in Smash Bros. You do side scrolling pretty much.
Yeah,
But I'm
like
like,
you want it to
so
be
I'm
kind
like,
of like in the same perspective.
but I want the 3D kind of movement when you can move in any direction you want.
Hmm.
I think there's like a huge strategy to that, and plus you get pretty cool looking powers, like the electricity and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
like you could still stick with the four moves. That's all right.
I
I don't
mean,
care that Pikachu knows like 15 moves at any one
they
given time.
they did okay with like some Naruto games, and like with like all the fire Pokemon and stuff and everything. How could with all the cool looking powers, pretty much, how could you say no to not making a game when you can make like a ring, a battle ring, when like like it would be so cool. It would look so cool.
Yeah, like I remember there was a fan game that someone was making. And surprisingly, this Pokemon fan game was going to be a multiplayer Pokemon game, and it wasn't like it wasn't being taken down. There was another one that was taken down, but this one wasn't. It's not the reason it died.
Huh.
It died because the creator realized the scale of the project he was making, and he was going through tough times, so he called it off. But basically, what it was open world Pokemon, where when you did a battle, you could control your Pokemon and have them do moves. Basically,
Chloe.
the only difference is is that when Pokemon like ran away,
Yeah.
since it was open world, that means you could just freaking ditch the battle and like get out of the battle range. So you didn't have a space you were confined in. And I feel if Pokemon like the original like the the
So I kind of feel like is if they made a gameplay where you actually in a like just the 3D like of everything, like the 3D games. I mean, instead of like clicking like the button run, you could actually like if you actually want to get away from like a battle, you
like
actually run. And if you are gonna get into the battle, you don't walk across
yeah, like
the
not only
grass
that, but
and
that would
stuff.
also help because it's like help with the realism. Because Pokemon's known for its realism, right? But
And
it would make it more exciting.
Hmm.
Because when you run from a Pokemon battle, it's like, oh, you ran away, or oh, you couldn't run away. It's like you don't actually see why or anything. Like,
yeah,
wouldn't it be cool to have like a little thing where you just if you're if it's easy enough, like the Pokemon's definitely not going to catch you, then you just exit the battle. Actually, like catch you, have your character turn around, and suddenly the
Mhm.
Pokemon like jumps in front or something. Because it's so static and primitive, and they could do so much more, especially nowadays.
it just
It makes me
bothers me,
sad because they're like wasting their own potential.
especially through like the Game Boy Pocket and the games.
Yeah.
Why would you remake the same? It pisses me
The
off.
definition
Like,
of
have a
madness is
game.
doing the same thing over and over again.
I
And
know
that's
it's
exactly what
Resident 2.
Pokemon's been doing. I mean, they've been making new Pokemon, new regions, but they've never changed the battle system.
I mean,
And I think that's why it's like I'm getting less and less interested in it, unless it's
but
coming back to it, for like lols, for example, Pokemon Green.
yeah, but the only difference from the Pokemon Pocket or Color games, the only difference I see is that depending what game you choose, you might want to choose certain types of Pokemon on the beginning of your journey to actually make everything easier. That's why a lot of people like Red better because they could actually choose their favorite Pokemon and it was the strongest from the beginning.
Yeah, because the balance wasn't even set in yet. Nowadays, you have it's just kind of uh,
Why is it a clone copy? The
uh,
story's the exact same. nothing has changed. All the items are in the same places and everything.
Yeah, that's another thing they haven't changed is item library and use of items.
The only difference is on
Changed the
like the
way they're
battle.
used, except for berries, but that wasn't even really new.
Yeah, but the only difference is levels with the Pokemon. That's it. That's the only thing that changes everything. But it's pretty much a clone of all the
Yeah,
games.
it's
It's
a
a
copy
ripoff.
paste job.
It's a money grab.
Mm-hmm.
They could have made so many other different games. But they didn't care. They wanted to make the simple,
Yeah, I guess they were
easy
trying to
looking
stick
game.
with what they were comfortable with and what their audience was comfortable with. But in the end, they're just stagnating their own game. And it might end up blowing up in their face if they don't figure out something better soon.
Mm, it's sad. It's really sad, especially when we were kids. We could have had so much more. So much
Yeah.
more. I'm pretty sure, especially on the Game Boy Color, they could so good games on that portable console that I would be playing it to this very day. It's like
Yeah.
Ocarina. Honestly, I don't feel like that Ocarina wasn't really Ocarina wasn't really going to last that long with like feeling entertained with everyone for a very long time. It lasted for years, but I mean, like I feel like that it's lost its feel because people honestly really cared about more of the atmosphere and that imagination of like everything.
Yeah. It's lacking something. I don't know what it is.
The point of the video game that makes the video game good is what the what you do in the video games. Like like yes, the gameplay, like honestly everything.
Gameplay and also like the harmony between
Artwork.
gameplay and like the actual world of the game and the setting. You know, some games are better played immersed in the world. Other games like Tetris, you know, all you need is simple colors, and you know it's just fun to watch the shapes disappear and get points. Uh, and it kind of is like two things. You know, you got the world of Pokemon, this crazy world where you can catch and train your own essentially magical beasts. Uh, of gameplay as well. And you know, for some reason, people really like the turn-based, and I guess I get it because you know people like RPG turn-based things.
I don't understand that though. How can you feel like that you why do people like turn based so much? Is that you're not really doing anything.
Yeah,
It's like you're watching a movie and then it's like the movie pauses. It's like, what choice should Dawn make?
yeah.
Should he have sex with her or should he slap her across the face?
Button or B button.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean, that's what it basically is. I mean, some games with turn based does a lot more because you can focus on like levels of strengths,
like for
but
example, Final
it's really a
Fantasy has this
gamble.
action thing where characters, uh, it's all turn-based, but characters and monsters attack in real time, and you're always trying to attack before the monster.
Yep.
So you're never static. You're never static. And that's the fun thing about that. That makes it a lot better than typical just we could stand here. We could make the other trainer wait years if we wanted to choose our attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could be like, "Hold on, I'm almost finished." 3 days later, and the trainer's like, "Dude, like my mom's probably thinking I'm dead right now."
Or better
Run
yet,
away.
if the
Run
other,
I
away
still
from
gotta
battle.
decide it.
or better yet, if the other trainer's like a part of the evil team or something.
And it's like you just stopped the evil team right there. You sacrificed yourself
Yep.
to stop the evil team in their tracks by keeping them forever in a battle sequence.
Yep.
Like it's freaking it's silly. And it's silly in a silly sense, but also silly in like what is this gameplay? You're trying to be more realistic. Like Pokemon's been trying to do that recently, you know, explaining its world and whatever, trying to like continuously make their Pokemon like feel more real and interesting, which is something I applaud. But they still have this really dumb as frick system. It's like you can't change that, or at least try to. I'm hoping the next generation of Pokemon, like for the Switch or something, makes something new and exciting. I'm hoping.
If they
Probably
make
not, but you know, it's still a possibility.
gameplay for Pokemon could be so cool because it's like it's Pokemon.
Cool in concept, and I remember how fun it was, like playing Pokemon Platinum and just imagining my Pokemon doing all this cool stuff. It's like Grotle use Vine Whip, and then like imagining the Vine Whip happening and being like an episode of the anime. Like, you know, that's fun, but you know, primitive when you can do that with technology and make it so that it looks like an episode of the anime. Like, and you could have your Pokemon like, but you know, Game Freak just wants to stick to the basics, I guess.
I just feel like that the amount of years that has been going on, it's like I'm dying inside. Like I feel like that. How can I even play any video games unless
Yeah, if they're just gonna do the same thing over and over again. The only reason why I
it's
keep
like
coming back is because, you know, the new Pokemon. It's basically all about the Pokemon, which
Yeah.
I feel a lot of people probably feel the same way. That's why I think if they change the battle system, of course there's going to be an outcry. But, you know, just like the people who like the competitive battle scene, they'll get used to it and they'll get good at it. And then, you know, they can be like the whole, oh, I grind for IVs because this Pokemon's really good, and so I can use it as my glass cannon, insert all those freaking like tool terms that they use for Pokemon.
Or they might actually realize. I imagine a lot of them might actually realize how fucking stupid it all is.
Yeah. And it's like, it's actually, dude, this is like Mr. Uptight, Metagross Wonder Guard Metagross guy is like, it's actually kind of stupid when you think about it because, you know, people just pause and it hurts the flow of battle, so I actually like it when I can use my Wonder Guard Metagross to attack in real time.
Yep.
It's too hard. It's like, I've been clicking A button for all these years. All this strategizing and moving your Pokemon out of the way is way too hard for this.
It's like, oh, stuff. Like, they were used to one thing, and then it changed, and they're like, fuck. Same thing happened when they got rid of the grid, by the way.
Yeah, the same thing. Like, oh no, I don't know what to do with all this freedom. It's heresy, I tell you.
Yep. One of the most ridiculous things that I've ever seen.
And then after that, you know, I mean, there's still idiots who complain, but there's idiots who complain to like
what I just said.
Color changing or something. To have white overalls. I'm sure there's people who still complain about that. But people got used to it rather quickly.
Yeah.
The next Pokemon game that should be more focused on line, like games, just like totally like could be social and totally feels like that, you know, like just the battle
Like,
I
they
feel
should
like
just
that
flush
could
it
get
out
so
in general.
intense. Like it would get so intense, but
yeah, it's like there's no intensity, especially like, sure, even with the flashy moves, there's really no intensity when you could think of like just think about it for a moment and realize you could sit here on the boss fight with the freaking god Pokemon in front of you.
Yep.
Like, that's the big thing, is when you realize the amount of pacing that there isn't.
Mhm.
Like, and unmoving. It's like a picture book.
I just know if they wanted to, they could make a kick-ass Pokemon game. That's all I can.
Yeah, they could do something brilliant, but they just haven't.
I'm done waiting. I'm not holding.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'm hoping Pokemon Switch will be it. But at the same time, I have a very strong feeling that it's just going to be not.
Hey, if kids want to play these and they can't really tell from good games and bad games, I could help them to see
See the,
what they would
like,
really what they
how
would
much
rather.
they're getting gypped, because kids don't really realize it. It's just like me playing how cool the fights would actually be.
Yeah.
Like, that's what kids these days do too, like, as if they don't know that there could be more. Oh, I really like imagining this two cannon like freaking using the cannon move that it does on this Vikavolt, and it being super cool and stuff. And it's like, kid, you're being japed. Like, they're undermining you.
It's like the reason they
I
do it is
know.
because they know, like, they don't have to try very good, and they know that kids will buy it.
Yeah,
But
kids will buy it, and that they don't have to change it because it's not technically broken. It's just really primitive. And no one's complaining, really. I mean, people complain, but not enough.
only problem is that kids just don't have the same buying power that adults have.
And when they see something, they don't think about all the things. It's like those stupid cartoons that you watched as a kid that were god awful. But
Yep.
you as a kid would sit there and watch them and be like, yes, this is a good cartoon. I'm enjoying this cartoon.
Mhm.
Honestly, the only reason why I ended up watching Pokemon is because I like the artwork and everything, and I just thought that everything was like drawn okay. If I could
Yeah.
look at if I
Like,
could look at
Pokemon animes
pictures,
always had that nice look.
It's just
if I
about
could look at pictures of Pokemon all day as a kid, I would.
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, the best part is they actually get to see Pokemon do things.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's why I started watching the anime when I started playing Pokemon, because it was fun to just see the Pokemon do stuff.
Oh,
It's
come
like,
on.
wow, look at all these cool things.
The battles are so cheap. I mean,
I mean,
have you
in
seen
Like, I guess they are cheap, at least especially on Ash's side. Especially, I think the cheapest battle I've ever seen Ash fight, the cheapest, but the one that I remember off the top of my head is a battle in Unova where he fought the bug type gym leader with the wrong type of Pokemon and almost lost the battle. But then using willpower and friendship, he won. By which he switched to a Pokemon that would actually. He was trying to fight the bug guy's rock type bug Pokemon with a fire type, like some kind of freaking idiot. It was like after Tepik was like almost dead. He was like, okay, let's use this other Pokemon, and I think he was going to use Oshawott wanted to be in the battle. Oshawott was basically, if anyone remembers Piplup from Sinnoh, Oshawott's basically that character.
yeah.
Who's that like freaking meme lord off to the side. Um,
Uh-huh.
Oshawott was trying to get Ash to use him, and you want to know what Ash does? He doesn't freaking use Oshawott. And he just uses, I think he uses his bird Pokemon or something
Yeah.
to attack it. So, and then he wins, as usual. And I was like, are you kidding me? No one freaking, like, when people fight Brock, unless they're stupid childs, when they fight Brock or any other, like, rock type gym leader or gym leader who has rock Pokemon. They don't freaking get their Charmander out, their level 5 Charmander out to fight it.
Yep.
That's just a dumb move.
I don't know. I kind of want to know what the hell they were thinking. Like,
I guess it was like, for some reason, Ash was overconfident in his Tepig, which, by the way, the Tepig, the story of that Tepig, I know that because it's like, it was one of the first couple of episodes that I watched before I stopped watching.
yeah.
The story of the Tepig was that it was abandoned by its trainer, wandering the streets alone.
Uh-huh.
I noticed that a lot of the fire-type Pokemon that Ash catches have all been abandoned. For some reason, people in that world don't like them, I guess. But it was abandoned and like all off, and so he saved it. So this is like a poor, weak, and abused Pokemon that he hadn't had for like more than a couple of episodes. And he finally used it in a battle and it gets nuked.
Typical.
Because he used it in the battle with the wrong thing. It's just, I don't get it. That was really dumb.
To be fair, that whole fucking... the whole Unova series in general was, like, worse than the rest.
Yeah, Unova was god-awful. None of his Pokemon ever evolved. Like, none of his Unova Pokemon, except for, like, maybe that crocodile. I think the crocodile evolved.
Because...
First they didn't evolve. What the frick's up with that?
I guess they didn't want us to see cool things.
Yeah.
That's actually funny.
I mean, I can't even think of, like, a reason, like,
there's not only that, but considering all the material they had, they could have started this off with introducing, Team Plasma's a big thing. Like, what Ash could have done is he could have gotten off the plane, and then there could be a weird committee out in the middle of the town. It's like a bunch of Plasma people advocating it for Pokemon to be released. So bam, you already got your villain set up. This is a great move, considering that in Galactic they kind of just pushed them off to the side, but not as bad as in Unova.
yeah.
But they could have set Plasma up really easily. Had that. But you want to know what they did? They were like, let's have this season be about Team Rocket's second reach, or whatever. The like domination of
it just
and so they do that.
This just
and
makes
they do that by changing the characters of Team Rocket. Like essentially, they just like swapped. Now they're essentially Butch and Cassidy.
Yeah.
Which were the most like essentially the Garys of the Rockets.
Yeah.
So they were just jerks who did nothing but their jobs right.
Huh.
And so then they had those guys be the antagonists for a couple of episodes. I don't even know how long it went on. I just remember them and I think as the season started winding down,
yeah,
then they decide to say, oh, by the way, we forgot, but apparently Plasma's a thing.
Huh.
And so Plasma appears, and Getsus appears, and Getsus does a thing, and then Ash tells him to frick off, and after a couple episodes of turmoil, probably, they do frick off. And the end.
Huh. And then they do...
I just wanted to say, because I didn't get to finish what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
If kids want to, like, do certain things that entertain them, and, I respect that that's who they are. The kids will be kids.
They want to do something like
as an adult, like, I'm, like, thinking, nothing's not stopping me from helping kids, showing them that they might be what they might be really interested in.
Because like if you were a kid, I always thought it was kind of like when I first realized that I could be getting better out of Pokemon games, I thought I kind of felt like I was being the whole time. No, kids do want better. It's just that they don't actually know that they want better until they see the better.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, and then they realize that they've been freaking japed this whole time.
Yep.
But yeah, like, just the Pokemon anime, the games obviously need help. The Pokemon anime is the Pokemon anime, but there's a couple of places where it gets really freaking rough. And I don't know what Sun and Moon anime is doing, considering that's the one that nobody watches. For obvious reasons, because they changed the art style. And also made Ash go back to school, even though, remember, he's still 10 years old. Freaking, this must all be happening in like a series of months. This is still year 1 of Pokemon. Freaking heck.
Wasn't there, like, if you had one Pokemon episode per day, that's still, like, over 3 years.
Yeah. Maybe because Ash is friends with Dialga, he's giving him some breathing room.
Yeah.
Fine.
In fact, they're friends for, like, they're friends with a lot of time-traveling Pokemon.
So yeah, I guess that's it. Not only that, but I think there's a whole theory that because Ash saw the Ho-Oh, see Ho-Oh, then you get eternal happiness, supposedly. Even though I've seen Ho-Oh very many times and I'm still sad.
I think that actually is confirmed in M20.
Yeah.
Like, everyone thought it was a theory, and then they fucking went and did it for real.
Oh my god. Seriously? Oh god. So that means, like, I mean, there's gotta be, like, a random Rattata who also saw it, who's also still, like, only a Rattata.
A Rattata
I don't
when...
freaking care. But anyways, so it gives you eternal happiness, and I guess in Ash's eyes, eternal happiness is, being 10 years old.
Yeah, and never being...
developing as a character.
Yep.
Just constantly being that go-getter, shonen protagonist. So I was like, we can win.
Always.
I know Michael Jackson would love to be 10 years old.
Yeah. Oh my god.
My Peter Pan.
Freaking. Yeah.
Peter Pan makes a go make some peanut butter or some shit. Like, fuck off.
Well, I'm gonna end the stream.
You know, maybe that's it. Maybe,
I'm gonna end the stream.
Oh, the stream's still going?
Yeah, I streamed the whole thing.
That's pretty good. An extra bonus Pokemon stream.
Yeah, just to add a little bit of a bonus to the end.
A little bit of a little sprinkle of shitting on Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
much deserved shitting on.
I mean, we always talk about how, you know, we always talk about it. So I think, you know, some, yeah, like, you know, it's got problems too.
Yeah.
Shitload. It probably is more problems than redeeming features.
Yeah, really, at this point.
Fuck. I just respected the art style of, like, the cartoon when I was, like, a kid. That's why I watched it. I was like, fucking... I should have shitted on, like, the story when I was a kid. Like,
yeah, like, when you're a kid, you just see these things, and, like, you can tell what stupid stuff happens, but aside from that, it's like, oh, I can't wait to see what they do next.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really think about it, and then you step back and you're like, wow, this is actually freaking retarded. Like, so...
So I hope you guys enjoyed my company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I hope that you all enjoyed that. And Aurora, when will you be on next?
Probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the next day. But
You did say
probably
that
tomorrow.
the other day.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully
But it
tomorrow.
ended up not happening. But yeah.
And unless by some fucking coincidence this thread is still going, it's probably either going to be Vinyl Fantasy or Breath of the Wild next. And so with that, I hope that you all enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.
See ya.
See you.